This is Going Ultra 5. 6. And I just finished a very interesting episode of Ultraman, episode 6, where we are introduced to the Ultraman that is Dan Moriboshi. We get some involvement from the, I'm pretty sure Ultraman, that is Jack, unleashing an alien on the city after Shinjiro has been proven to have a soft spot, to lack a killing instinct, and has been unable to mercilessly, so to speak, kill an alien who he had disarmed. No, that was Moriboshi. Who he had disarmed and had sort of neutralized, who was begging for their life. So, talking about all the moral implications of what being Ultraman is, and living in this real world where there are real aliens who, some of whom live peacefully among us, and then some of who are, to quote the show, the dub, dirty, illegal aliens who, murder people. I was paraphrasing the show more than anything. That's from Moriboshi. I mean, the pavement, I guess the ethical pavement is hitting the road now, or something. That was a really bad mixed metaphor. But I'm really invested in Shinjiro's struggle. I now understand why, this is a tangent, I now understand why that stalker alien guy is involved. I love the surprise twist. So basically, it was a great episode. There were really interesting ethical and moral dilemmas that were focused on. I also love the fact that Shinjiro and Shin Hayata finally sat down and talked to each other about what it means to be Ultraman, how difficult it is, and how much, I guess how much it costs whoever has to be Ultraman, or whoever has the ability to be Ultraman. Honestly, I will complain about one thing, that the fact that Moriboshi is also an Ultraman, and I'm assuming Jack is too, I don't see the curse of Ultraman that Shin Hayata talked about being something that Dan experiences. And if Dan Moriboshi does not experience being Ultraman as a curse, then what does that mean about the fact that Shinjiro is sort of experiencing it as a curse? And then another question is, when he said, in the beginning of the episode, secure the target, when he had, captured the alien, does that mean that he was allowing the Science Patrol soldiers, or whatever you want to call them, to actually do the killing of that alien? Or what happened? Was she arrested? Or I don't know if it's a man or a woman or whatever. I don't know if the alien was arrested or and put into some sort of holding facility, or if in fact they were executed at that time. And that's partially because the way that Dan and Shinjiro talk about it afterwards, and partially because of what? I'm not sure, but regardless, gosh, this was just such a full episode. I'm going to jump around a little bit more and talk about some different things. I really enjoyed the twist that, the little twist, that Endo and Rena Sayama? Yeah, it's Ren now. Anyway, that Endo and Rena are father and daughter, and his partner getting tripped up over that was kind of fun. And I don't know, it's a neat thing. And I like, again, the little twist that she, the idol claims that her dad is a big Ultraman fan, and her actual dad, is a literal Nazi. No, he literally hates Ultraman. I mean, he despises Ultraman, but it's part of her idol image. So she's like, yeah, Dad, sorry, I know you don't like Ultraman, but this is part of my shtick. It helps me sell, or whatever. It's just kind of funny how blithely unaware of the danger she's in she is, because she's so excited about her rising star as an idol, that she's like, oh yeah, I had the stalker and my manager was real upset, but don't worry, Dad, it's fine. Besides, it means I'm finally getting famous. Because you want to be famous enough to have a stalker, you just don't want to actually have one, right? If you're kind of in that field, I guess. So anyway, that was kind of more fun, random stuff that I enjoyed about the episode generally. But yeah, and I won't belabor the ethics point, because I'm sure I'm going to talk about it more in the coming episodes, especially because by the end of the episode, it looked like Jack had set that alien that he beat in the cage match back in the town in episode 5, I think. He set him free, and it was partially to like challenge Shinjiro and get him to, oh gosh, I don't know, really come to terms with what it means to be Ultraman and what it means to save people. And Shin had said something interesting. I hope that's not confusing for me to be saying Shin and Shinjiro. Not interchangeably, but, one is the father and one is the son. So, anyway, here we go. If it's a problem for you, let me know in the comments so I can be more clear, because I don't mind saying Shin Hayata every time. It's almost the same amount of syllables as Shinjiro. So, to differentiate, not a big deal. Anyway, Jack letting the alien loose, I think, is going to lead to potentially the alien endangering Rena, and I think that much as Shin wanted to protect and help Shinjiro, and that was his sole focus, I wonder if we're going to see that Shinjiro's sole focus is going to be on saving and protecting Rena. And I think that would be interesting, although that does lead me to wonder if are they going to be treating Rena like a trophy, like a prize, like a thing to be protected and guarded and whatnot. I don't know if that's the case, and we'll see how it's handled. I'm not going to get upset about it yet, because it hasn't happened, and if it does happen, well, then I'll see how it's weighed and how well it works in the narrative, because maybe it won't be something to complain about, but we will have to see. Anyway, I really enjoyed this episode of Ultraman. Gosh, I'm glad I'm watching this show. That's all I really have to say. Drop me some comments if you have suggestions for how it can be better. You can like this, you can share it, you can subscribe. If you're new here, you can ring that notification bell so you can catch me next time I'm talking about Ultraman. And you can check out all the other stuff I'm doing. I'm doing comics reviews, I'm doing another writer cast, which is kind of on hiatus until I'm done with this Ultraman show, because it's hard. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Ciao. Oh, if you also want to support me on financially with your money, with dollars, you can do that by checking out coffee.com/MJ Munoz. And you can also visit my archive of these episodes and my original Going Ultra series, which was 12 episodes talking about SSSS.Gridman. And that's all over at mjmunoz.com. The briefest of addendums. Arm Watch 2019. We are now at 3 left arms being amputated, cut off. I don't know what the other word is for that. From aliens in the show. Ciao.